hell you want me to talk about? Bite me if you don't like it. I think the Fever should be more outwardly supportive of their fans. She's catching major heat. You do have a real opportunity here. I wish she and the Fever operation would defend its fan base. Get off her ass. Don't be dumb. Let's be smart. Hey, look, I know that people say to me all the time, particularly people that I grew up with on Facebook and other places, will you stop talking about the WNBA? Well, let me ask you a question. The hell you want me to talk about? I guess I could talk about camp. Who are your top 5 quarterbacks going into the NFL season? Who's the best outside linebacker coming into the NFL season? All that happy horse shit that you get from other places. But no, OutKick is different. Don't At Me is live and lively and rock and roll and shaking and baking. I went to a WNBA game this weekend, the Dream versus the Fever. And I got to tell you, it is an unbelievable environment. I told my daughter if she were still a little girl, she's 28, she's still my little girl, 26, whatever she is. If she were still my little girl, we'd buy season tickets and we'd go to every damn game and we would yell, we would scream, we'd eat popcorn, we'd clap these loud-making things and have a great time. Because that's exactly what people do at Fever game. So don't at me about it. It's a great environment. It's a ton of fun. Bite me if you don't like it. That just means you haven't tried it. All right, but here's the deal. Indiana Fever president, a woman named Kelly Krausproff, I have ripped her maliciously, viciously, whatever words you want to use. I've done it if it ends with an L-Y. Why have I ripped her? Because she's the president of the Fever, and the Fever keep getting attacked for being racist in terms of its fans, and I don't like it. I think the Fever should be more outwardly supportive of their fans, and I've made fun of her. But you know what? I'm not going to say a word about this latest deal because this latest deal is and I don't have She's catching major heat, Kelly Krausproff is, from Fever fans. Listen to this. After she seemingly downplayed the achievements of Caitlin Clark while emphasizing her desire to make the Fever a brand that endures, similar to a company like Apple. Now, before we go to the audio, you got to understand something. This is at Kelly's introductory press conference. So what people are doing is that same bullshit that we had to endure back a few years ago, where everybody went back and looked at when you were born, what you said. When you were 10, what did your Twitter feed say? When you were 25, what were you like in the workplace? And now you're 68 or whatever you are, and you don't give a rat's ass about any of it. But here's the deal. This is what we do, and I'm not having it. I will not have it. Here's what Kelly Krausproff said at her introductory press conference a couple years ago.
That we want to sustain the growth and the interest level in the franchise. I mean, this is about the Indiana Fever. Yes, we have a foundational player in Caitlin Clark and Leah Boston, and we're going to continue to add to that. But I want this team to be the leader in the country, and a brand, an enduring brand, like Apple or something. I mean, we have a real opportunity here.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, she's right. You do have a real opportunity here. When you think about the Lakers, you think about a brand. The Celtics, you think about a brand. You don't really think about a brand with the Heat, although they've won a championship. Why do you think about the Celtics and the Lakers? Great players and championships that continued to come into the operation. Back 100 years ago, the Lakers, they got Wilt Chamberlain. Then they got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Then they got Gasol. Then they got Shaq. I mean, I don't know the timing on all of it. Vlade Divac. They've always had star players, international players. The Fever have an international player. And Kelly's right. But because the world we live in means that we have to. We can do nothing other than bitch, whine, and moan about what was said a couple years ago. Let me ask you a question. Just on the surface, what was wrong with what that woman just said? The answer is nothing. If you are going to have an organization that in any professional sports league that has a chance in that organization to take the lead among a bunch of mediocrity and establish itself above them, don't you think the person in charge should take that opportunity? Don't you think that should be Kelly's job, is to make damn sure that, guess what, our brand endures, that guess what, our brand becomes bigger than any Of course she should. What is she supposed to say? You know, we expect to be good here. Oh, I don't know, for a few years while Caitlin Clark is playing, and then we want to, you know, rebuild it back after that? Hell no. Hell no. You want to go from a position of strength, George Steinbrenner style. I've talked about Steinbrenner many times when he took over the Yankees. The Yankees weren't any good, and he said, look, I got the Yankees. I know what I got. We're going to go get Reggie Jackson, Catfish Hunter. We're going to go get Joe Rudy. We're going to go make smarter deals because we're going to hire the best baseball people and draft Derek Jeter. We're going to make damn sure Buck Showalter is managing and around Bernie Williams. A lot of stuff goes into being a great franchise, but first and foremost is the people in leadership positions acting like big-time, forward-thinking, broad-based leaders. Not little hillbillies that go, well, you know, we hope we're good for a year or two, but hey, we're no good. We can't be good. No, I don't want to hear that bullshit. That's for AM radio on 107.5. That's that bullshit. Or FM radio. No, that's that bullshit. That's not for leaders. That's not for people that achieve. Now, of course, the Maniacs, imagine thinking, this is what the Maniacs said, imagine thinking you want to be a brand. And 24 hours later, you deactivate your account because it's a little rough. Yeah, that's a general. People will follow for her brand. No, she did this at her introductory press conference, you idiot. And even if she did get rid of her account, she didn't talk about herself being the brand. She talked about the Fever being the brand, you moron. No, see, people just want to bitch. The Joe Pepes of the world, whoever this guy is, he just wants to bitch. This is nonsense. This is utter nonsense. I want big-time thinking people. I don't want the Joe Pepes of the world that are going to worry about whether or not your account is still active. Here you go. This is the thinking of Hill Jack from Indiana right here. When the Fever lose Caitlin Clark, their fan base will never forgive them. It will be the biggest blunder in sports history. Really? How are they going to lose her? Tell me, how are they going to lose her? I mean, honest to God, people are just idiots. People can't wait to parse words, tear people down. How are they going to lose them? You're already talking about them losing Caitlin Clark. See, the people involved with the Fever, the Pacers, or Pacer Sports and Entertainment, which kind of is the umbrella over all of it, should be thinking like Kelly Krautsoff thinks. We're thinking about being bigger, better, bolder. Not thinking about, well, I don't know, man. When we lose the game, I don't know what's going to, when we lose Caitlin Clark, I don't know what, that's just stupid. 107.5, the fan here in Indy thinks like that. The hillbilly afternoon guy, well, you know, I'm not very good. I like to drink. I mean, no. No, that's for AM radio, FM radio. This is what big people think. This is what far-reaching people think, successful people think. I'm not even excited to watch the games anymore, even when Caitlin is playing. Who gives a fuck? Excuse my language. Who gives a rat's ass whether violet, bad, or whatever? So what? So what? The backlash this woman is facing is totally unfair. Completely unfair. And I have ripped her more than anybody. Most people don't even know who she is. Hell, I've sat by her to the point where she's like, damn, we really need to talk. I'm like, oh, fine. I wish she and the Fever operation would defend its fan base. I wish she and the Fever operation would step up a little more clearly, decisively, when that moron who's playing great, by the way, Angel Reese, decides to attack the fans of the Fever, falsely accused, by the way, of racism. She's done it twice. She's lied both times, and the Fever haven't stepped up enough, in my opinion. But Kelly Krautsboff saying this, and anybody getting mad at it, that's just nonsense. That's just small-town thinking. I'm not going to say it's Indiana thinking, because that's all the way across the board. The morons in New York City feel the same way about certain issues. Let's make sure we go back 10 years and see what somebody says. And oh, by the way, the Fever are on their way to becoming a brand. And it isn't just Caitlin Clark. When I went to the game the other day, Sophie Cunningham was great. Like, I've been on Sophie Cunningham's ass for being like a little sexy girl. And she's very pretty, very cute, and all that kind of stuff. But she hadn't really played well. Now she played well, and the Fever have been rolling. She was great in the game I watched. You know, it was interesting. The game that I went to, there was a girl named Canada that played for the Dream. She had 26 in the first half. She's the best guard on the court. Second best guard on the court was Kelsey Mitchell, who actually in the second half was the best guard on the court. Kelsey Mitchell, kid out of Ohio State, very nice young lady. Well, Kelly Mitchell was probably for the entire game the best. Third best guard on the court was Caitlin Clark. And Caitlin Clark, though, had all eyes on her. All eyes on Caitlin. Why? Because she's playing well. She's got the ball. She's distributing. She's doing all those things. But she's also bitching at her teammates, yelling at the refs, cussing at people. It's awesome. That's why we like her. We do. We like her a lot. I love her. I'll go back to a Fever game today, tomorrow, the next day. This is fun. This is really fun. But get off her ass. I mean, I get it. People are dumb, but don't be dumb. Let's be smarter. Hey, enjoying the show? I know you are. Make sure you head on over youtube.com/@OutKick/videos to like, comment, and subscribe. That way you will never miss any of the fantastic content going on here. Ricky After My Show, Hot Mike Clay, you name it, we got it. Riley Gaines, Tyrus, it's all there, baby. Hey, credit where it's due. I've always said that. I will give credit where it's due. And I'm going to give credit to Angel Reese. She knows how to generate headlines, and she's actually playing like a person that is not an 8th grade JV B team basketball player. She's balling like one of the big girls. Angel Reese is absolutely playing lights out basketball, and her hot streak continued Saturday as the Chicago Sky upset the Lynx. The Big Sexies team, Cheryl Reeves. Oh, the Big Sexy's been beaten a little bit. It's been a bad week for the Big Sexy. Cheryl Reeves, the coach of the Lynx. Big Sexy got beat 87-81. First win of the season against a team for the Sky, against a team over 500. It was a good one. The Big Sexy's Lynx team, they currently lead the WNBA standings. They're 18-4. Now, Angel Reese, they got to 7-13. But Angel Reese says that the Sky have the best young core in the WNBA. Yeah! I love when Angel Reese talks. Stupid comes out.
Camila Cardoso returns to the starting lineup. You both finished with double-doubles. She ends up with an incredible block on Courtney Williams to end the game as well. What are some things that you saw in her in that tandem that you guys had today?
Somebody said we wasn't the best young core in the league. I think we're the best young core in the league, for sure. Hands down, the skyscrapers, we do it every single night. So I'm really proud of everybody, even E-Will. E-Will comes in and does what she does, so I'm just super happy for the team.
Yeah, all right. 7-13, but Reese has been balling. Look at these numbers of late. 19-11, 15-11, 22-15, 16-17, 24-16. I know then there's assists there as well. Good for her, man. Hey, we will give credit where it's due. Very much so. And this isn't just like a couple of games. 2, 4, 6, 8 games of this. You know, there's only 40 games in the season. So the girl be balling, yo. That's right. She's balling. And I ain't mad about it. Look, every good league needs a villain. Every good league needs a couple stars. Every good league needs somebody brash. So why do you think I'm here at OutKick? Brash. Anyway, long story short, saying you have the best young core in the NBA, that's great. You can say it, but you're 7-13. Let's figure it out. We will keep eyes on. We will. We'll keep eyes on this development. Young core, I don't mind the young core. I don't know how old Sophie Cunningham is. I think she's 28. But any core with Caitlin Clark's pretty good. And Aaliyah Boston's pretty good. Pretty good. Oh. All right, is Major League Baseball finally going to implement a salary cap? I don't know, but I got to tell you, those of you that say baseball is dead, those of you that say, yeah, man, I ain't into it, it's too slow, got to tell you, those of you that don't like the commissioner, Rob Manfred, let me address two of those things. One, Manfred did a genius job putting in a pitch clock, speeding the game along. You're talking about games now that are 2 hours and 15 minutes. Now, remember, you sit down for a college basketball game, it's going to, men's or women's, it's going to be 2 hours. We like 2 hours. The only thing that we don't like in a 2-hour window is an NFL game. Many of us, if we're not at the game, don't care how long an NFL game goes. If you're at the game, it's like a slow damn death. It is. It's a slow, pulsating, dripping on your head death. D-E-A-T-H. Now, if you're at home, who cares? You're hanging, you're drinking, you're laughing, you're watching. But anyway, Major League Baseball has been really smart. Now, listen to this. Salary cap discussions have grown in recent years as big markets like L.A., New York, Mets, and Yankees sign expensive players and drive up team payrolls. Bruce Meyer, who's one of the top executives at MLB's Players Association, told Foul Territory on Tuesday that Rob Manfred has been openly talking about a salary cap in team meetings this season. It's kind of a continuation of a pattern which has gone on for decades, which is the other side tries to go directly to players, tries to create division between players. The league and some of the individual owners have made no secret that they would like to see a system that they tried to get for 50 years, which is a salary cap system. Now, this little Weasley-looking guy is Bruce Meyer. He's a Major League Baseball Player Association executive, which means, by definition, he does not want a salary cap. That's cool. I get it. However, if you are paying all this money and it's only going to a few teams, baseball, let's back up. Baseball is the most out-of-whack sport there is. You get the feeling every single year, and I'm going to use the Pirates as an example, that the Pittsburgh Pirates have absolutely no shot to win anything, like not even a wild card. I think it was back, 15, 14, 16, 17, whenever it was, they were actually a wild card. They may have beaten the Cubs, and I may have or may not have been there. I tend to forget the losses. But the truth of the matter is this. The truth of the matter is you get the feeling some teams just aren't going to compete. Now, the antithesis of that is small market Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay has figured it out. Tampa Bay has become a brand in itself. What's that brand? Small market, bad stadium, tough division, still wins. It's not supposed to happen that way, but it does in Tampa Bay. But Major League Baseball is the one sport where you get a chance. Certain teams aren't ever getting it done. Buck Showalter finally dragged the Baltimore Orioles out of the depths. You know, you actually, and this is what really sucks for baseball fans anyway, particularly those in Pittsburgh. I think all of us that are baseball fans are waiting to see where's Paul Skeens going. There was a lot of talk over the last couple of weeks about should the Cubs make a trade for Paul Skeens. The idea that Paul Skeens of the Pittsburgh Pirates, who is a generational type pitcher with generational type personality and a generational type woman hanging all over him, in Livy Dunn, the idea that he would be traded from a franchise a couple of years into his career used to and should be preposterous. It's not anymore. And that sucks. You know, regardless of what you think, Pittsburgh fans, they pay a lot of money for baseball tickets. Pittsburgh sponsors, Pittsburgh Pirates, have a fantastic tradition. We are family. Bonds and Leland going at it. Rich Donnelly at third. It's great. But baseball sucks for that reason. You can't get a salary cap. You can't balance this out. And teams like the Pirates have to get rid of big time assets. Like Andrew McCutchen had to leave, and then he came back after he's pretty much washed. No, it's no good. I think the whole premise is wrong. Baseball hasn't had a repeat winner in 26 years. To fans in small market, I would say, look, competition is crucial for us, crucial for players. Our market system that we have, it's not perfect by any means, but relies on competition. What does that mean? Well, what does that mean? That's a cute statement by this Weasley-looking dude, but what does that mean? But it relies on competition. Okay, no shit. What does that mean? I would say, look, competition is crucial for us, crucial for play. Okay, our market system that we have, it's not perfect by any means, but it relies on competition. Well, let me put it to you this way, Brucey. If I have $100 million and the Pirates have $10 million, ain't no competition. Now, I don't know the answer, but here's the salary cap. Probably, I think we would all agree with this, would mean labor fights and ugly ones, strikes, lockouts, MLBPA would push back hard, arguing, it suppresses player earnings and limits mobility. No fan wants a lockout, but it does bring up the question of would a salary cap help the sport long term? I don't know. I think the sport actually is in pretty good shape, but I don't know whether it would help the sport long term. It seems like it would, but here's the deal. To get there, you're going to have to, as I just said, have lockouts, and nobody wants that. Baseball's come back from the strike. Baseball has come back. Nobody wants it. Nobody wants a strike. Nobody wants a lockout. Nobody. Imagine you just won a national championship. Your second-round pick in the NFL draft, 36th overall, and you go to a great football town like Cleveland where everyone is expecting you, as are you, hoping that you will replace the great Nick Chubb. Instead, before signing your contract, you're arrested and put in a Broward County jail in Florida on a domestic battery charge. Quinshon Judkins, the stud running back from The Ohio State University, inflicted upon himself a colossal self-inflicted red flag. Man, the timing could not be worse. Cleveland rookies report in just days. Remember, we're getting close here, people. July 18th is when Cleveland rookies report. And now he's already being overshadowed with nonsense. Domestic battery charges. See, one of the things that people rightfully should be sick of is athletes beating up those around them. Now, who knows how this is going to play out, but I do know this. Judkins was arrested. He has not signed his rookie deal, and he was in jail. Now, that's bad business. That's bad business all around. According to the arrest record acquired by Yi Fuzi, the charge is described as touch or strike, battery, domestic violence, and is a misdemeanor per Fort Lauderdale Police Sergeant David Soika. Judkins was in jail as of Saturday night after officers responded to a residence around 9 a.m. on Saturday morning. A league official told ESPN's Adam Schefter it is aware of the matter, but will decline further comment. While the Browns have told David Yifuzi, ESPN's David Yifuzi, that they are aware and gathering more details. Per the NFL's personal conduct policy, the baseline punishment for a battery is a 6-game suspension. Wow. A 6-game suspension to start your career, and then you got to deal with a battery charge. Now, look, there are no worse fans than NFL fans in terms of caring about violence done as long as their player is good. We know that. We've seen that. But this is a tough one. I don't expect the Browns to do anything other than what they did, which is stay silent, see where it goes, move it along. Personally, based on what I've seen in the past, I expect Judkins to be in camp. That just seems to be the way NFL teams do it. Do I like it? No, but that's what's going to happen.